Alright guys, you guys know the deal. We're back. Playoff games finally ended. It is currently like 1 o'clock in the morning. If you live Eastern Standard Time right now, this is probably going to be a quick video because I don't have too much to say about the games today. We had Wizards, Sixers, Hawks, Knicks, and Grizzlies and the Jazz. All three wins that I thought would happen between the Sixers, Knicks, and Jazz. So, pretty quick one to go over it here, but probably going to put out a video on the Clippers because I'm so interested in their woes right now and what's going on with them and Luka Doncic, so stay tuned for that. But other than that, you guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff that really helps me out. Other than that, let's get into it. First game of the day, Wizards, Sixers. This game, pretty standard, what everyone thought would happen for the most part. Bradley Beal goes off, Russell Westbrook has a bad game, and the Sixers win by 25. Joel Embiid, 8 for 12 shooting in 26 minutes. He didn't even really play in the fourth quarter, or he didn't play at all in the fourth quarter. Neither did any of the starters play in the fourth quarter. It was all the bench. Joel Embiid had 22. Ben Simmons, really aggressive in this game, taking the most shots on the team with 15, going 11 for 15, 22 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. He got a couple and ones. Was really comfortable driving to the basket, dunks, everything like that. Things that Ben Simmons is capable of doing that he didn't do in game one. He didn't really take as many shots, but here he was ultra aggressive. I guess he was hearing it from people, and it finished with 22, 11, and 15. Had a really good game. Seth Curry, 4 for 7 from the field, 9 points. Tobias Harris had an injury scare, but came back eventually. 9 and 13 shooting for him, 19 points for him. Just an overall good game from the Sixers all around. Tyrese Maxey, he came in. He put in some good minutes. His 14 minutes that he played, 10 points for him, 4 for 7 from the field. Matisse Thybulle, man, this might be one of my favorite players on the Sixers. He's amazing. 5 blocks, 4 steals in 19 minutes and 55 seconds off the bench. First player in NBA history to do that. 8 players have done it. He's the first one to do it off the bench and the first one to do it in less than 20 minutes. So Matisse Thybulle is just awesome, man. He just plays defense really well, and it just feeds in the rest of this team. This whole team plays defense so well, just so well. The Sixers shot 55% from the field, 42% from 3. They held the Jazz to not the Jazz, but the Wizards to 2 for 22 3-point shooting. I'm going to repeat that, 2 for 22. The only players that hit one were Rui Hachimura and Bradley Beal, who went 1 for 6. 2 for 22, that's 9%. They shot 40% from the field as a whole. They just couldn't do anything against this Sixers defense. And even in those bench minutes, they weren't really hitting anything. The game was over by the time the starters left, about the midway to end of the third quarter, and I kind of just stopped watching and focused on the next game I really want to talk about. But before that, let's just say Bradley Beal did have his 33, 14 to 28 shooting in 35 minutes. Russell Westbrook still having a horrible game. If the Wizards want a chance to win, Bradley Beal has to drop 60. That's the only way, and Russell Westbrook has to have a good game. But he went out with an injury in this one, and someone threw popcorn at him, and fans, please don't do that, especially Sixers fans, man. You're making us look bad. I mean, I know we have a reputation for being some nauseating, horrible fan base, but most of us aren't like that. We like to boo and cheer and stuff like that. Yeah, we're kind of like Knicks fans, but people say we're worse, and that just shows that we are, and we're not like that. Let's not dump popcorn on players, please. That's just disrespectful. But other than that, Russell Westbrook went out with an injury. Hopefully he's okay. I don't wish injury upon anybody. But, Sixers win 120-95. Phillies up 2-0 on the way to the nation's capital. On to the series of the playoffs so far. Atlanta at New York. D Rose just carrying them to a win. And isn't it so nice to see D Rose, man, playing at an all-star level? It's just awesome. D Rose coming off the bench, 39 minutes. 9 for 21 from the shooting, 9 for 21 shooting, 26 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and Julius Randle having another 5 for 16 shooting game, 15 points, 12 rebounds. He kind of came alive in the second half. He was absolutely trash. And I think the reason for that is New York is kind of getting in his head. Everyone else was kind of feeding off New York, and he's just kind of feeling the pressure of being the star, trying to, get acclimated to that stuff. I think this is his first playoff series. It might be his second one. He played in New Orleans for a little bit. But yeah, Julius Randle just not really feeling it, and then he started feeling it. You could see it in his face that he started feeling the crowd and getting into it. After he hit a couple 3-pointers, he started being aggressive. Got 12 rebounds. Hopefully, when he goes to Atlanta, he's back to the Julius Randle that we really, really know. But he kicked it up in the second half, and it really helped him get this win, along with Reggie Bullock, who hit 4 threes in this game. 15 points. They were kind of leaving him open in the beginning, and then he faked somebody out and hit a 3. That kind of sealed the deal for him. Also, the fact that Nate McMillan did not play Trae Young until I think 7 minutes into the fourth quarter, and at that point the Knicks had kind of gone on a run when they were down 15 in the third. They came back and they kept going on a run in the fourth while Trae Young was on the bench, and they need Trae Young for offense. So they just couldn't score, and it took him so long to put him in the game. I was kind of asking, where's Trae? And he was just on the bench, and they wouldn't put him in. He was just sitting there in his jacket. But he came in with 8 minutes or 7 minutes left in the game, and that was just too late. The Knicks won 101-92. Other than that, the bench for the Hawks was abysmal. The three-point shooting wasn't that good in this game. They shot 12 for 44, 27%. Only 36% from the field, 31 of 84. And the Knicks had a better three-point shooting game, going 12 for 33 and 38% from the field. This is just a defensive kind of team. They're not really offensively minded, so that's not going to be their forte. They're going to win on defense and transition and things like that. So yeah, series is tied 1-1. I'm excited to see what's going to go on at the Hawks Stadium for Game 3 and Game 4. If the Knicks can pull out a win, as they kind of need to, they don't want to go down 3-1 coming back to Madison Square Garden. So hopefully they do that, and we can get this series to go 7 games, because this has been awesome so far, especially looking at those fans in the Garden. That's really the best part, is watching Spike on the sidelines for these games. But the last game that just ended, Grizzlies Jazz, I was going to turn this off and just make the video 30 minutes ago at halftime, because I saw Donovan Mitchell come back, and Donovan Mitchell was pretty productive in the minutes that he did play. He played 26 minutes, 8 for 19 for shooting, 25 points, led the team in only 26 minutes, and I was like, okay. So the difference between Game 1 and Game 2 was Donovan Mitchell. That was it. And then the Grizzlies, after being down 22, they ended up down 20 at halftime, and then came back in the third quarter at one point and were down 2 points. And I was like, okay, maybe I need to turn this game back on and see what's happening. And then I turned the game back on, and they went back up 20 again, or 10 points, and the game was just kind of over from then. They didn't really come within reach. But story of this game, John Morant is amazing, man. He's an awesome player. 47 points, 15 of 26 shooting in the 43 minutes that he played. Dylan Brooks had a good game with 23 points, 10 of 14 shooting for him, 28 points. Kyle Anderson, 11 points, 5 for 7 shooting. Jaren Jackson Jr., 16 points, 3 for 6 from the field. Jonas Valanciunas, 7 for 12, 18 points. Their starting lineup was awesome, but it just couldn't outscore the Jazz, who scored 141 points, shot 19 three-pointers made, and 48% from 3, and 54% from the field, compared to their 34% from 3. Which they were only 8 makes out of those 23 shot attempts. So the Jazz just kind of lit it up in this game. They couldn't really miss, even though it looked like they were, but they weren't really missing like that. Especially shooting 48% from 3 and 19 makes. We know this team is a good 3-point shooter, but Rudy Gobert, oh my God, he was 9 for 11 from the field and 21 points, 13 rebounds, and had 4 blocks. Speaking of which, let me go back to the Sixers game real quick. I think I mentioned it, but Matisse had 5 blocks. Let's put some respect on his name. We know we're going to talk about Rudy Gobert. Oh, he's defensive player of the year. He had 4 blocks. Matisse just had 5 blocks, and he's a guard and played 20 minutes. Let's calm down. He's huge. 4 blocks for Rudy Gobert, though. It's not an understatement. 4 blocks is a lot, but I love my Sixers, and let's not down them. But Rudy Gobert was amazing in this game. Like, he was amazing in his 4 blocks and 9 for 11 shooting that he had. He was on that high screen and roll at the top of the key. They just couldn't guard him. He would just roll to the basket and get a dunk every time. And I don't know what the Grizzlies are going to do about that, because Jonas Valanciunas was kind of getting stuck at the top, guarding a guard, and Rudy Gobert would just kind of slip behind him and get dunks. And he was cutting to the basket and getting dunks. He would sit in the middle. They would collapse on the guard at the top. They had 2 guys on him, throw it down to Rudy Gobert. He'd get another dunk. So I don't know what they're going to do about Rudy Gobert, because he was kind of killing him. But they need to figure that out on the way back to Memphis. This series tied 1-1 from Game 2, going back to Memphis. Hopefully they can split it there, because they did steal a game on their home court in Game 1 without Donovan Mitchell. And hopefully Donovan Mitchell went out late in this game. He went down, but he got back up. So hopefully his ankle is okay. I hope it is, because this series could be awesome, honestly, with the way Ja Morant is playing. Let's say it again. 47 points for Ja. And that's where I'm going to end it. You guys know the drill. Stay cool, stay safe. Have a good one.